Coach Insel said the vision starts with who? Starts with people sitting in this room. Doesn't start with other people. Starts with you. Okay? Now we move from vision to strategy. And I'm going to bring up the strategist, my right-hand man, Colby Jubenville.
Strategy. People don't want to talk about strategy. We don't understand strategy. We don't understand the impact of strategy. But let me tell you, for you people that sit in high positions, the power of strategy. Here's what I've learned. Most people that sit in high positions walk in there and they focus on making decisions, but they don't know what decisions to make. They don't know what decisions to make. We know how to make decisions, but we don't know what decisions to make. And that's when strategy becomes important to us. The ever-elusive customer is there waiting for us and wants to hear from us. And everybody in this room has one asset that is more powerful, that is more compelling, that is more emotionally tying than any other competitor out there. Strategy allows you to tap into that asset. Before I was a strategist with Michael Burt, I worked with a company out of Birmingham, Alabama, and developed online learning platforms. There's someone that developed online learning platforms. I worked with international teams. And a guy from Greece said to me one day, as we're building these platforms and really trying to connect them to the customer, he said, you know, it's better to know than it is to have, but it's better to understand than it is to know. And you say to yourself, well, what does that have to do with strategy? It's better to know than it is to have, but it's better to understand than it is to know. And so what you have in marketing today are three levels of having, knowing, and understanding. Each one of those are critical. As a strategist, my job is to develop in three areas for you. It's to develop filters, it's to develop models, and develop systems. And so if you look at this idea of having, knowing, and understanding, I want you to think about this in your own world. And each person in this room, I've worked with you in a different way. Dan France is not here. I would categorize him in the having marketing section. Here's what I mean by that. He needs to have a message. It needs to be a message that's connected to the right people and that goes to the right outlets. That's having marketing. Knowing marketing is Michael Burt. The very first thing that I asked him when I met with him is, do you know your promise? Do you know how it's delivered? And if you look at everything that he does, he focuses on a coach and how a coach delivers a promise through an experience. Ask him today what he does, and he'll tell you there's three things that he does. He has conversations with people that they don't want to have, makes them do things that they don't want to do, and become things that they don't even think that they can become. If you think about your own life, isn't that what coaches did for all of us? It certainly is what they did for me. The highest level is understanding. And understanding is about unique perspective. Unique perspective is about collective passion. And here's what I believe at the highest level of marketing. And this is for larger companies and larger organizations or companies that have many moving parts. There's a story. You've got a story. It's about taking your story and sharing it through a set of core values. Through a set of core values that can create collective passion within the customer. We're currently working with John Floyd, and I'm here to tell you, you will see in the next 6 months the Old South story rolled out through a brand that's positioned that will create collective passion within the industry. So that's the difference between having marketing, knowing marketing, and understanding marketing. And so I want you to take that away and think about that today. I want you to think about this. I'll leave you with this last thought. Prior to my time here, I was at Southern Miss in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I spent some time going to different conferences. The last conference that I went to was on the campus of Texas A&M. And as I was walking across this campus, one of the 12th men came up and grabbed me and pulled me aside. He said, boy, you must not be from around here. He was about 22 years old, and so I kind of pushed him off. I was back in my younger days. And I said, no, I'm not. How did you know that? And he said, because around here we have an understanding. You don't walk on the grass. You walk on the sidewalks. And so, folks, to me, you can communicate that understanding, but you got to take the story, you got to create the core values, and you got to share the collective passion. Thank you.